morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
During the last 10 years, Winter Resorts at Fairfield Glade has made a conscientious effort to bring our timeshare units into a more consistent, thorough, and organized renovation schedule. During the next few months, I will be reviewing with you our contributions to improving the timeshare product at Fairfield Glade, which also has a direct correlation to the value of our own properties at the Glade. Currently, the resort units at Stone Castle and Stone Castle Place are being renovated with what we refer to as a soft goods replacement. Now that we have established a more consistent budgeting process, this type of improvement will occur every 5 to 6 years. Soft goods replacements refers to new sofas, new upholstered chairs, new carpet, new mattresses, and new window treatments. Stone Castle has 16 units, and their current renovation will cost $1.5 million. Stone Castle Place has 18 units, and their soft good renovation will cost $1.53 million. These units are getting new case goods also at this time. That is new cabinetry and new countertops. These expenses are made possible because of a strong budgeting process based on projected future costs. Our resorts save the money in advance so that when all renovations are done, they are paid for on a 5 to 6 year rotation. In addition, many of our units, some of which are 30 years old, have been totally renovated. By that we mean new siding, new doors, new windows, new roofs, new decking. As we all know, we have to take care of our properties. Those kinds of renovations are required of our own homes as they age. And so many of our units have been, had this total outside renovation. During the month of October, as of October 23rd, we've had 1,334 reservations and approximately 4,000 guests visiting our great community and enjoying our lovely amenities. I'll be happy to answer any questions, and I'll be available at the end of the day of our session if you have any questions to ask me about these projections. And I will also be addressing the new renovations that will be occurring in our properties. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana. John, the Architectural Control Committee report, please.
Good morning. I can report that our residents are keeping their properties up as well as we continue to approve projects for either exterior modifications and or new homes being built. Figures for year-to-date for this year are 1,325 approvals for modifications. That would be exterior modifications to properties. And that's compared to a reported figure in last year's minutes of 1,419 projects. New homes approved year-to-date, 78. And that's compared to 74 last year. So we've been busy with new homes. New homes started year-to-date, 74. Last year the figure was 70. Completions. This year so far we've completed 64 new home constructions, and that's compared to a figure of 50 for last year's completions. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, John. Denise, the financial recap.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, I will start with our balance sheet. I'm going to assume everybody read my notes before I got up here, so I'm just going to give you the highlights of the reports and then answer questions. On the balance sheet for sewer, Cash and cash equivalents is $2 million. Property, plant, and equipment is $11 million, and members' equity is $13 million. Over on the POA and amenities side, cash and cash equivalents is $4.7 million. The property, plant, and equipment is $35 million, and the members' equity is $36 million. If you switch over to the cash flow statement, go down on POA, the net income is $561,000. And if you swing all the way over to the right, you'll see that the cash flow after capital, income, and debt is $2 million. Come down to the amenities line, subtotal for amenities. We have a net income of $326,000. If you swing to the right, you'll see that we have a negative cash flow of $1.4 million. POA and amenities, the next line down, if you combine them, we have $887,000 net income. And come over to the cash flow, we're sitting at $740,000. Sewer has net income of $714,000. Swing to the right, and you'll see that they have a positive cash flow, sorry, that was loud, of $236,000. I will just go over a couple of things on our I guess the ones with focal point, everybody kind of asked about. And so if we look at golf, you see that golf revenue year to date is sitting at $571,000. That's up from $651,000 last year. And their net income is at $334,000 negative year to date, which was, I'm sorry, I'm reading food and beverage, and I said golf, right? Food and beverage. Let's start over. Revenue is down it's now at $571,000. Last year it was $651,000. If you come down to net income, you'll see that the subsidy is sitting at $334,000, and the prior year was at $558,000. So we have a pretty good improvement over last year, even though our revenue is down. And if you look at the gain that we have, it's primarily cost of goods sales, which is down, and our revenue, our wages, which are down. Wages account for about 75% of that gain, and then our cost of goods sold is about 25% of that. Okay, now I'll talk about golf. Golf net income year to date is $825,000 compared to last year, which was $444,000. So that's a pretty good gain. And like Bob said, I guess that's due to the good weather. Any questions? No? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Denise. We'll now move into unfinished business. And the first item on the agenda are the recommendations regarding the strategic plan, changes to the strategic plan.
Mr. President, first of all, I'd like to thank the Strategic Planning Committee. They did an outstanding job. This was a very difficult process, and I thought the presentation they made at the annual meeting was top-notch. They did make that presentation on the 20th of September. That has been out in the community. Their recommendation has been out in the community for 30 days. We have received not a large amount of comments on it. Probably, I would say 98% of the comments were positive on their recommendations. Therefore, I make a motion to approve the Strategic Planning Committee's recommendations to the Fairfield Glade Strategic Plan.
We have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Recommendations for the changes to the strategic plan are accepted. Second item of unfinished business are the recommendations that were made by the Food and Beverage Committee regarding the food and beverage operation.
In the same respect, at the September 20th meeting, annual meeting, recommendations were presented. For those of you who are unable to attend the annual meeting, the F&B committee has made several recommendations which can be viewed on our website. The Food and Beverage Committee spent a considerable amount of time and energy into all the options available for the future of the F&B operations. We have reviewed months of financial statements, survey results, staff feedback, resident feedback, and personal observations. We ultimately decided that in order to offer an excellent product with excellent service, we must make drastic changes to our current operations. We are looking to build a strong foundation with the correct culture and correct output, and then finalize those plans. With those thoughts in mind, the board has reviewed those plans, and we as a board are making recommendations that we accept the recommendation of the F&B committee. I move that we do so.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Recommendations of the Food and Beverage Committee have been accepted. Under new business, we have the Tennessee Parkway designation for Peavine Road.
Mr. President, our Government Relations Committee has for some months been working on consideration of whether we should attempt to have Peavine Road, State Road 101, designated as a Tennessee Parkway. As a result of that work, the Government Relations Committee has submitted a recommendation to this board that we move forward with that process. And in connection with that, the Government Relations Committee has also prepared a proposed submission to the Tennessee Department of Transportation, which has been received by the board and reviewed by the board over the last 30 to 45 days and modified somewhat because of that input. As a result of all of that, I move that we accept the recommendation of the Government Relations Committee, that we accept the proposed submission as submitted to us, and that we move forward to submit that to the Tennessee Department of Transportation, requesting that State Road 101 / Peavine Road, in other words, that portion of State Road 101 that is in fact Peavine Road, be designated by the Tennessee Department of Transportation as a Tennessee Parkway.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Do I have any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion is accepted. At this point, we'll recognize Pat Drouet for an update on Fairfield Community Services.
Height rules. That's coffee cups. Before you say it.
Yeah, right.
Can only happen. How about accident ready to happen? I knew that. Tell you, I found out the other day, I know I'm getting old, they discontinued my blood type. Friday, October 25th, Coffee with the Cops. Are we having Krispy Kremes with that thing?
We are, sir.
Oh, right. Anyway, from 8 to 10, is it 8, am I right with that time?
Yes, sir.
8 to 10. Get the word out, it's been in the paper, and, you know, support your men in blue. Really, these guys have done a great job here. So get into the, take a look at the new park down the bottom of the parking lot there. It's very nice. Coffee with the Cops tomorrow. The FGRS has had a banner year. We're busier than I don't know what, but we are going crazy with all the stuff we're doing, and we're constantly always looking for new people to help us, because we do have turnover, and, you know, obviously our residents here have another life to lead than spending all of their time with FGRS. So anybody that wants to step forward, we'd love to talk to you. because we're gonna probably need some help in home delivered meals, which probably at the next board meeting I will get into. But most of our programs are doing very well. We've got plenty of drivers for our Way to Go transportation, which is absolutely booming. It's being used all the time, thank God, because we're getting people off the road that shouldn't be driving. And the chief will tell you it's encouraging. In closing, it's going to be a short report this morning. I would just like to put out a little, it's not a warning, but what I'd like to put out is a little, we're looking for new board members. Like any board of directors group, we come and go, we age out. I've been on this board since the end of 2011. I didn't have any chins then, and I had black hair. You know, Dr. Prigg, who really has taken us and moved us on into the 21st century, you know, we're all moving on and getting older, and we'd like to sort of replace ourselves. And like any new board, we've got a nominating committee. Myself, a fellow by the name of Don Rohr, and Ed DeVries. And what we're looking for is people with maybe a financial background, public relations, field strategic thinking, I have no clue what that is, and human services. But anyway, and it doesn't necessarily fall into those categories. What we're really looking for is somebody who is willing to step up and put in some time. I mean, the job is not 2 hours a week. So the running for the board is a commitment, and we have to come up with some new members. We're down to 6. One of our members had to move away, and so now we're going to have to especially replace somebody as far as the financial end is concerned. So anybody that would like to volunteer for an interview, just give us a contact, Rebecca, Steve, maybe you'll put that in there. We are looking for a little help, so and we've already contacted a bunch of groups to ask them to see if they can submit us some names. We do need some help there to continue this wonderful program. And as you know, we do have approximately 180 volunteers, so we're busy, and we have a need. Our community is growing, well over 8,000 people, and we are aging, and old people need help. So anything you can do, we would really appreciate it. Are there any questions? Thank you, gentlemen.
At this time, we'll take any comments from residents from the floor.
Good morning. I'm Phil Smith, and I live in Hickory Ridge, and I'm chair of the Strategic Planning Committee this year. That's not why I'm here. First of all, Pat, I would suggest that as a future fundraiser, you host a fashion show. I'm sure the police will help you.
Try to leave here with some soft tire.
I just want to take a moment here and call to your attention that, you know, many of you recall that over 3 years ago, there was an announcement about wind turbines that were going to be constructed on Millstone Mountain. And a number of residents here voiced some immediate concerns about that, wondering what the impact would be on this area. And as a result of that, a group called the Cumberland Mountain Preservation Coalition was formed, and I had the pleasure to be a part of that. We worked hard over a period of 3 years, got legislation passed in Nashville that authorized the counties to adopt regulations, and I'm pleased to report that this past Monday, Cumberland County adopted, the leadership of Mayor Foster and Carl McLeod, who led that effort, to adopt regulations that would establish a regulatory framework for any future wind turbine projects. Make it very difficult to do that. but making it still possible. So I just wanted to thank the board for their support during this whole process. Initially, you took the time to educate yourselves, help educate the community, provided financial resources, and that made a huge difference in our success and in the future of the community. So that's the first thing I want to say. The second thing is that I want to just thank you for adopting the recommendations from the Strategic Planning Committee. It was a really interesting experience, one that we were able to get a lot of participation, and I think that the recommendations will lay the groundwork for some good things to happen in the future. And at future meetings, I'll come and talk to you about what our plans are for the coming year. But I just wanted to thank you for that. And then the third thing, again, thank you, is that the Veterans Memorial Park that we're involved in helping develop. I just want to thank you for your support on that. This is going to be, I think, a huge success. It's going to take a lot of effort, a lot of commitment by a lot of our residents, but I think it's going to turn out to be something we're all proud of. In a tremendous way that we'll be able to recognize our appreciation for what veterans have done, for what first responders have done, to support our community, our state, and our nation. So thank you.
Do I have any other comments from the floor?
Hello, my name is Rachel Flynn, and I thank you for allowing me to make this announcement. I work with Dr. Manny Sethi. He is a candidate for the United States Senate, and he will be here at Fairfield on November the 19th from 11 to 1 at the Community Center. This is a great opportunity for y'all to get out and meet him, to voice any or express any concerns that you have. And again, it's going to be November the 19th at the Community Center from 11 to 1. So I hope to see you all there. Thank you.
Do I have any other comments from the floor? Do I have any comments from the board? Okay, at this time, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll move adjournment.
Do we have a second?
Support.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion to adjourn is carried.